gals, we're so happy to have you here.
Thanks.
The one I love, this is such a cool movie, and I'm not even sure if I can discuss the general plot here without giving too much away. So how would you best describe it to viewers without telling them too much?
I would say it's the greatest movie that's ever been made. We start there.
And you just
Okay,
should go
that's
see it. That's
Yeah,
it.
we just start really humble like that.
You want to go back.
This is something that we've been talking about, creating a new relationship.
I imagine like horseback riding with a little satchel of wine, you know? Not some weird version of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
It is fun to talk about because, there's certain things that audiences just shouldn't know before they go into the movie because they'll just have a better time discovering it in the film. But, what you can know is that the movie starts out as kind of a couple's, romantic comedy or dramedy. It's about what it's like to be in a relationship for a long time and getting to that point of saying, you know what, should we keep working on this or should we just break up and move on? And so what happens in our film is that they see a therapist and the therapist sends them on this weekend retreat to this beautiful property.
It's like a perfect retreat. Just the two of you. I've sent a lot of couples there and they've all come back renewed.
And it's at that point that we really want people to take the leap of faith and just say, you know what, I know it's crazy, I know there's a lot of movies to go see, but don't read too much and just go see this one.
Whoa, fascinating.
Tell me. Do you understand how insane you sound right now? It's so weird,
It's
isn't it?
really odd.
And now, is it safe to say that there's a sci-fi element to it? Because I've seen it categorized.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think for us it's like how do you separate yourself from the sort of traditional romantic comedy and the idea about bringing in different genres was really exciting. And so you have comedy, you have drama, you have sci-fi, mystery, you sort of have all these elements and typically you don't put comedy and sci-fi together. And I think that that's what really excited us is it was the challenge of kind of blending all of those things together and sort of what we have from there and hopefully it worked out.
We'll make up some ground rules.
Okay, no spying. We'll be honest with each other about what happens in the house.
It's like an exercise in trust. Sophie? You're kidding me.
Yeah, well, I know this one had a big buzz coming out of Sundance, so it's got to be nice, here we're half a year later to actually unveil this to people. So it's going to be a pretty exciting time for you, right?
Yeah, it's really exciting. This is my first experience with it, and so to go to Sundance and premiere and then it get acquired and then it comes out in the theaters is just sort of like, I never thought that would happen. I just didn't even, not that I didn't think it could happen, I just didn't think that far. I just thought you premiered at Sundance and that's it. And then all of a sudden it's like, we got reviews. And I was like, wait, it gets reviewed? What? And then, so people are interested in buying it, so we
They're
went
gonna
through
send
the
us to
whole-
Dallas.
we get to go to Dallas, we get to sit in this hotel room. It's amazing.
They didn't even make us share a room, guys. This is big.
But I did see on Twitter that you did have to come in on Spirit Airlines.
It was
so
the
apologize.
best. Oh, it was incredible.
All he's been doing is talking about how
I'm
amazing
so
it is.
excited about
You're gonna be like the
Airlines.
spokesperson for Spirit.
I don't know if they want me as a spokesman. I like it, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That was an adventure.
Someone's on the right end of the business plan of that one.
Yeah.
And it's not you. But now, this is also a big year for you because you've got your first book out as well, right?
Yeah, that came out June last year. So it was when it was right when we finished shooting the film, and then I went on a little mini book tour, and yeah, it was really cool. It was it started off as a Twitter account called Dear Girls Above Me, and I was tweeting quotes from these girls who moved in above me, and then I just kind of found this story in the book and wanted to expand it past just the 140 characters on Twitter, and so yeah, it came out a year ago, and it was great.
Yeah. Well, because you guys are both so good at Twitter, how important is that to have, the social media push in addition to doing things like this, coming to different towns to promote the film?
It's a give and take thing. I think that certain pieces of art are just gonna catch on, whether you have social media or not. Boyhood is not a sensation because Richard Linklater is tweeting about it. Boyhood is a sensation because the movie is drawing people in by the nature of what it is. That being said, having a Twitter account with your followers around and is very important for just kind of building a long-term fan base. And it's possible that in 10 years we'll be self-distributing some of our work, and it's going to be nice to know who our fans are so we can get right to them.
Now I got to ask you, because we also do a little bit of sports here. You guys sports fans, and
Yes.
if so, who's your teams?
I will proudly say, in a rough time,
Yeah.
but I will proudly say, I grew up in LA. I'm an LA Lakers fan. I will always be.
Are you crying right now? Are you okay?
So, see what's here.
It's a little bit of a transitional period. No, I love the franchise, and I've had so many incredible years. So now it's just that we'll bounce back, and then I'm a Giants football fan.
That's huge. I grew up watching the Cubs when I was little on just WGN. I just watched those Cub games and Harry Carey singing to me. And so I'm actually going to throw out the first pitch at the Cubs game this week, which is like a highlight of my life. And then the NFL, I grew up in New Orleans, and the Saints have always been my team. But I'm having this thing happen where the Lions are starting to creep their way into my heart as another like sort of challenged city, haven't won in a while,
Yeah.
they need a victory. The Lions are the new Saints, basically. So I'm kind of having an affair on the Saints right now, and I'm not sure what to do about it, but I'm hoping it's going to work its way out this season.
Nice. Now we always ask people their Hail Mary moment, the moment where they just kind of had to go for it in their career, and it worked out for them. What do you suppose that was for each of you?
It's very simple for me. It was an accidental Hail Mary, but my brother and I made this $3 short film when I was like 25 years old and about to give up filmmaking. And it was the first movie that I made that got into Sundance, and it changed everything for me. And you know, if not for that, I think I would definitely be dead, I think. Yeah.
Mine is I threw a Hail Mary to Mark, and he ran it in. I mean, he gave me a shot to make a movie.
Yeah. Good. Well, last thing, what would you say to someone who wants to get into this business? Because it's not tough, and you guys have seen a tough side of it. Sure.
Yeah, that's like a 3-hour master class. Is really what that comes down to. But you know, what we always try to tell people is you usually have to make quite a few films before you find your voice or you make something good. So we say, you know, try to make 5-minute short films very cheaply on your iPhone until you find your voice, and then once you've found that, expand that into bigger films.
Yeah, and just to jump on that, I think you can't wait on other people. You know, you have to take it into your own hands. And I spent a long time, you know, sending out a script to an agent, waiting to hear something, and then 3 months goes by, and all of a sudden it's like nothing happened. And so you really have to kind of take it into your own hands and just say, I'm gonna move forward, you know, by myself, and hopefully people come on board.
Well, thank you guys so much for being
Thanks
with
so
us.
much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.